She was hoping for a Caribbean vacation, and she got conquered.
She got conquered. Like, that's
right.
He's saying a different word.
He's saying a totally different word, yeah.
It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown now.
Hello, all you crazy cats and kittens out there in pod person land. Welcome back to another episode of Stand-Up Teardown. I'm your host, Sean Fau, and joining me as always is my lovely assistant, Mr. Matthew Ballek.
Oh, thank you. It's so great to be here. Oh my goodness, I'm so just worn down by life and tired. But you know what? It didn't stop me from searching on YouTube for 3 new stand-up specials.
And we still
could watch 10 minutes of.
As is our want and as is our service to humanity. So
exactly.
Who do we got up first?
This is a comedian called oh shit. No, Jay Light.
Jay Light.
Oh, and you saw the light go up. Yeah.
Indeed.
So Jay Light is our first comedian, and I believe the special is called like Jokes My Wife Won't Like.
My wife hates these jokes.
There we go. Way better.
Yeah.
Way better title.
All right, well, let's see what he's got here.
Give it up for the very funny Jay Light.
Already I'm in. There it is. My wife hates it.
Oh, hello, Dallas. Very nice to be here. It's nice to see so many people with glasses in the room today, too. That's my target audience, the blind. That's what I'm going for. We feel seen, I see you, we see each other.
He's pointing at me. I have glasses too.
I know. I'm like, this is our guy, you know?
I have a love-hate relationship because I have the reading glasses. So like I'm looking at you through a teleprompter right now and I can like not really see you too well, but also I need the glasses to see my buttons, but I don't want to do the show like this because I look 10 years older or 60 or something.
No, it adds years for sure.
Yeah. But I guess whatever. No one else cares.
Yeah.
Glasses you wear around a chain?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh my
vocal needs a side.
Yeah.
I like him. He looks like an older version of like an actor from AP Bio.
Oh yeah, the dude with the really big lips. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Great
maybe he is that guy. AP
somehow,
Bio is like what's that?
Great for comedy.
Yeah, that's true. But AP Bio is a few years old, so I don't know. I never looked up that guy's name. Might be the same guy.
Stay tuned.
And I hope I'm never that much of a fucking dork, but blind, baby. How old were you when you first had to start wearing glasses? Oh, that 45. That's tough. That's a tough age to find out. Very late in life. You developed your personality.
You were 8?
6th grade. Like around the time of like it was like bowling. Where I'm just like, I can't read that score, you know? Like whatever
the
else
score.
read that.
Okay. Yeah. If you can't see the pins, you got a real issue. But the scores.
Point. It honestly, it fits. Glasses fit you perfectly. You're welcome. Well, I recognize you. You're one of us. You're part of the brotherhood, right? Like you haven't had your glasses as long as I have, but you are an OG. Your original glasses in my book. Okay, I fucking got you, buddy.
Original glasses.
I mean, already, you know. What's that?
He's roping me in. Like we're one of him. Like we have glasses.
Beyond being one of his brethren, he does have the stage presence that I enjoy. That, you know,
yes,
slightly goofy Kramer-esque entrance, and then just kind of owning the stage, owning the audience. Not like not in a fucking Andrew Dice Clay way, but just in like very comfortable. This is my home. You guys are here, and you get you feel comfortable in his hands. Like it is.
Yes, there is a bit of like a sigh of relief when a comic has that sort of gravitas where it's like, oh, okay, we're in good hands. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't have to like worry about my awkward laugh sounds and what have you.
Yeah, you don't have to pretend to laugh.
Yes.
Well, not that I really do much, but yeah, it's just.
I do it all the time.
I know.
Glasses when I was 8 years old, which is a tough age. I've had friends, people I've talked to at shows who've had to start wearing glasses. Basically, as soon as they came out of the womb, which I think is even harder, you're so blind you suck the doctor's tits by accident as soon as you get out of there. That's hard. Tough. It's tough having growing up with glasses. You get called up.
Was that the doctor was the mom joke?
Names. Like, I've had my glasses long enough that I know
why
everything
does
that I
the
look
doctor have exposed nipples? I think it's all just so ridiculous. I love it.
at this point. I know everything that I look like. I know I look like Logic if you bought him on TikTok Shop. I know that.
I have no idea
I
who
know
that
I
is.
look like Rick Moranis if he started in Honey, I Shrunk My Penis. I know that.
Good, self-deprecating.
I gotta look presentable. I gotta look nice. If I don't, if I wear all black, I look like School Shooter Napoleon Dynamite. We can't have that. No, sir.
He's got Pete Holmes'
I got
mouth.
called all
I
sorts
think
of
I've said
names.
that.
Pete Holmes' mouth?
Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing, but he has Pete Holmes' mouth. Like, just got that comedy mouth. Big mouth
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. There's a lot of the golden ratio is drawing you into his the center of his black hole there. Yeah, it's yeah, your eyes really do go to the mouth, huh? That's weird, dude.
Growing up as a kid, I had my glasses. I got called specs. I got called goggles. I got called four eyes, which is a slur for people with glasses. That is our word. They said it with a hard R for sure. Where's my homework? Four eyes. I got called gay for having glasses, which I think was very confusing for the kids. They looked at me, they're like, oh, this motherfucker can't even see straight. What's his whole thing? It was
Interesting physicality. It's a very small stage, which I obviously you can't really do a whole lot there, but he's, like I said, like that Kramer-esque entrance, the sort of, the use of that space is, it is, entertainment in and of itself. I would like to see what he would do if he was a little less confined there. I mean, this feels like a really tiny place to shoot a special.
It's a tiny stage for sure.
Yeah. This is like someone's basement.
Realizing that you couldn't do like a cool walk. You couldn't do Dane Cook bits. You would fall face first.
Definitely no crowd surfing. Yeah.
You'd immediately be like, you guys, and then it walk. Face plant.
You'll have to check the Green Monster for the lost Dane Cook episode.
being a kid with glasses and not knowing what life was going to be like after that. That was the most confusing part because I started watching all these coming of age movies. Be like, all right, well,
say that I love
school.
his choice of glasses as his like hook for the intro. Like it's so perfect.
Yeah,
always know you got someone in your audience that's like on your side, like you're bringing them in.
I feel like
we're glasses crew.
Well, I feel like that's like a good, 50% of any audience is going to be glasses wearers or needers or, between, the people that are out.
Is this
and
an
then
Amazon interview question?
Well, there's a lot of people trying to hide behind them contacts. So they don't want to admit who they actually are, but they know who they are when they go home at night. So that's, yeah, I'm going to say 50%. Yeah, 50%.
I feel like he's just like, I don't know, like distracting with glasses because like otherwise people would have been making fun of him because of that mouth,
That is possible. Yeah. I did kind of find it odd. He was doing all the self-deprecating and hasn't mentioned his mouth, and we've brought it up like 10 times already. So I mean,
it's not a bad mouth. Like it's just
it's prominent. It's like not mentioning
mouth.
It's like not mentioning Angelina Jolie's lips. Like it's
What a great stand-up special title, Prominent Mouth. It's like, it's
What's
not
high
what
school
you're
going to be
doing.
like? What's college going to be like? What's adulthood going to be like? All those movies, it's all like Breakfast Club, Mean Girls, Clueless. They all have one character with glasses in them, and 90% of that movie is trying to get that character to take their glasses off so they can finally get laid on prom night.
Well, that's the Hollywood trick. You're not allowed to hire an ugly girl to play an ugly girl in a movie. You got to hire a hot girl and then put the glasses on her. Yeah. Maybe, and mess up her hair. And
they remove them, and everyone's like Clark Kent. Like, oh, I never saw this before. What the heck?
Absolutely. I mean, check it out. Now I'm a fucking stud. Now I'm a fucking nerd.
Yeah. Right. Added in some like heart emoji.
Oh yeah. Freeze frame and a fucking
Unfuckable if we have glasses, Steve. That's what they told us for years. Hollywood sold me a bill of goods. They made me think, oh, you're going to go hang out at Barnes & Noble? Sounds like a couple of versions, Jay. Enjoy your lack. I remember moving to L.A., and then all of a sudden I started seeing people who were wearing glasses who actually did not need to wear glasses. Glasses became cool all of a sudden. They became fashionable, and I saw people faking it for fashion's sake.
Maybe that's where my 50% bias comes in. There's a lot of fake
bias against fake glasses wearers.
No, just the my concept that 50% of people are out there wearing glasses in the audience, but maybe I'm off on that because I'm in LA where there's a lot of fakers. But yeah.
I also think he's also got big glasses. I just want to point that out.
It's very early 80s glasses.
It's like you don't need to go Bill Gates with your glasses these days. Like
I was thinking Ditka, but yeah.
Little I don't know what to even call them, rectangles.
Rude. I saw these people. They have glasses. They don't have bad eyesight. You can see there's no frames in those lenses. You can poke right through that. Idiots, where's your protection? It's rude. You wouldn't fake it for fashion's sake for any other disability. You wouldn't. You're not going to see somebody like, oh my God, have you seen my new hearing aids? These things.
Absolutely.
Beats by Dre, noise canceling. Hey, check out my new Louis Vuitton colostomy bag. I just had this thing installed. And eventually, I was really uppity about it for a while. I was really, these people are appropriating my culture. That is not right. I will cancel you for doing glass face. We can't have that.
The repeats
glass
in the audience.
face.
Yeah, you got them when they're call and responsing your fucking jokes, I guess.
And I start recognizing, all right, these people are allies in my struggle. Every time I see a hot person in a movie pretending to be a scientist wearing glasses, I'm like, all right, they're helping the men and women with glasses level up our ability to get laid. That's all I can hope for. It's helping our perception in society. And then all of my hopes and dreams were dashed. All of my hopes and dreams got sent down because COVID happened, and the pandemic was the hardest time for people with glasses. You had glasses by then, Steve. You know. People with glasses had the hardest. We were masked. Everything was.
Are we going to call that a callback?
Glasses.
Yeah, we're 5 minutes into this, and he hasn't stopped talking about fucking glasses. And I'm not.
We
I'm
all
not
know
against
someone with the affliction of having to wear glasses, their whole life. So
Who among us has not had to deal with such? Yeah,
someone we love has to, bear these devices on their face.
Yeah. We could not see a goddamn.
Oh, are we calling that a callback? Sorry, I forgot why I stopped in the first place. But he going back to a specific audience member about a thing, but still within the same bit.
I guess it can't really be a callback.
Yeah, that's because we already decided that a callback can't be within the same bit. It has to be another bit. But does going off of an audience member?
What does that timestamp say?
We're at 5:17.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. No, there's got to be another term for it. Yeah, a revisit
thing. Looked like people were fucking in the car of our brain. It was tough. Windows to our soul were all fucked up. And I see, there's some other people here with glasses who probably turned out okay, but there's a lot of white guys in here with glasses tonight, and we did not do so hot after COVID because we thought we looked pretty solid, and then all of a sudden we started looking like every serial killer in every true crime show. Right? Like I thought everything was
the mask.
great.
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, something I've been dealing with for a long time.
That Jeffrey Dahmer series came out. Oh boy.
He's wearing Dahmer glasses.
If I had an nipple for every time somebody came up.
That's the fucking those are Dahmer glasses.
Those are Dahmer glasses. You nailed
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
They're like, hey,
That's
do you
fine.
know who you kind of look like? You look like that guy who killed and ate all those people. I'd be able to afford a fridge to keep all of my severed body parts in. It'd be nice, honestly. Starting to get a little stinky back there.
Shit.
I like it that ends a little bit more like a threat. That's fine. I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea. I am not a serial killer. I just, it is good. Thank you. Yes. If anything, I hope I'm like a nice Jeffrey Dahmer. That's the kind of vibe I want to throw down, right? Like a Jeffrey Dahmer who will make you breakfast in the morning. Or if you play your cards wrong, I'll make you breakfast in the morning. This stuff. White guys with glasses, Steve, we used to look like we were doing all sorts of nice things crime-wise. We're doing white-collar crime, We're maybe doing a little tax fraud. Now we're going from cooking the books to cooking your neighbor, and that's a look I can't abide with. I hate that. I can't do anything about the fact that it looks like my hobbies include Dungeons and Dragons and dragging women to dungeons. There's nothing I can do about that. It was tough.
I can already say,
It was
like,
tough because I was very
this.
girl.
Love this comic. Like, love his stage presence. Like, love the structure of the set of the special so far. Like, yeah, just starting with glasses and now just like adding on the other layers. It's this guy's good. I think, he's writing for stuff.
It's hard to comment on the structure just because we're 7
Early
minutes in,
days.
so it's about. But it's essentially been one premise for 7 minutes here, and he came out, hit the ground running, and hasn't stopped. And I don't. Again, it's not a bad thing. Like I'm enjoying the entire run, but if he does a whole hour on glasses, that might get a little fucking. Grading.
No, I don't think he's going
point.
there. Like he's building up now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be a crescendo or something involved there. But again, you're not wrong, which I hate admitting.
At a young age too, and it's hard being girl crazy at any age as a nerdy guy. But I had a really tough time because I grew up in the state of Texas, where our sex ed system did not teach any of the things that I needed to learn. Honestly, I think this is not just a Texas problem. I think this is sort of a nationwide problem. Sex ed is not really about sex and not really that educational either. It's just the scariest PowerPoint slideshow that's ever existed. It's just a football coach who probably has not seen his wife's clit or knows where it is. And just showing you, like, look at this penis. This is what it will look like. Don't you dare. Next slide.
So did we transition to a new bit here?
I think we did. Yeah, I know for sure.
What are you going to do when you're face to face with this vagina? You're not going to know. I don't know why I pointed at you. You seem like you know your way around it. It's not an indictment of your...
Yeah, I think that was a smooth transition out of the glasses into the serial killers and into not getting laid as a white guy.
No, yeah, he danced it around nicely. Yeah, and I was like, oh, wow.
Just as we were saying that he was doing the same thing, he was fucking right under our goddamn glasses-lined nose, changing the whole
just
fucking
doing a
game.
nice little dip of Sean Bob.
I do think that they should teach some basic, like, sexual stuff in sex ed, right? Like, you don't need to teach people how to masturbate in sex ed. I can learn that online just fine. And I did. I went to a website called jackinworld.com. That's how I learned how to masturbate. It is still up there, fellas. If you're looking to switch up the technique, it is out there. It is good. You thought the women were the only people who could fuck the whole produce aisle? No. The guys, we can get an arm there too. Just take the time to hollow out a cantaloupe and put it in the microwave for 10 seconds, and you got... No, I did not go that
Laugh
far.
from the audience is what makes it so great.
Yeah. And it actually sounds like a decently sized audience, even though it seems like a tiny ass basement of a room.
It's like like mic'd, you know.
Yeah.
Like the audience laughter is like just perfectly in the background. That like it's nice seasoning to the whole special.
Yep.
Much effort as a teenager, of course not. Why would I? That's too difficult. That microwave is going to ding, and my whole house is going to wake up, and I'm going to have a lot of things to answer for. Just because I want to try and get some of that sweet, hot cantaloupe pussy.
This cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Like, where are we at time wise? Like,
just at 9.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, it was like right around 8 minutes, that 7.5 or so that he changed and changed topics.
This is just good. Yeah, like it's sort of like if you like this style of comedy thus far, like then obviously keep watching it. This is fantastic.
Yeah. It's just kind of rapid fire. Almost stream of consciousness, but it's very like it feels loose, but it's very planned. Like you can tell, like with the sort of audience interaction stuff, none of that is. I don't think any of it was actually off the cuff. It feels like very planned audience interactions, but it
yeah, like he's provoking like a reaction, like so in a crowd, like someone's gotta have to like groan or do something.
Yeah, it's like a magician forcing a card, or like a mentalist sort of, you know, just a J, a C, a letter, a letter that, or you know, someone with a name that starts with C. Yeah, whatever.
That's what you call. Like, I call them Jakes. I think they're called like in the deck of cards.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, tying the thing I said to the other thing I said. Huh? Weird. Why would you do that? I think we get it. I think we like him, and I think we saw a transition.
He's good. He's solid.
Yeah,
he's working in the biz.
I think he's one of the few we haven't given a full 10 minutes, but I don't think he needs it. Who's up next?
Up next is sorry for the light. That was Jay Light, and now we are going to a comedian called Aaron Weber. And this is a stand-up special produced by Nate Bargatze. So this is filmed in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee-based comedian. So yeah, just like look at this guy. Yeah, he's a freaking teddy bear.
Yeah, you don't get much more Nashville than that.
I live here in Nashville. I want to tell you where I'm usually at. I was in northern Indiana a couple weeks ago, not doing comedy, just sightseeing.
Oh, Jesus.
And
similar like cadence already.
What was that?
Similar cadence already to like Nate Bargatze. So it's like,
oh yeah, I thought you were talking about
like similar comedians.
Right. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the last guy we were watching. Not
No.
But he's already hitting the ground running. You know, we're not stumbling over a bunch of bullshit or whatever. We're just getting into jokes. Or
we're not seeing him walk to the stage. Or
that's true too. Yeah.
His mom has not introduced him. Like, I think we should like dock points for parental introductions. You know,
overly sappy introductions, or overly intricate.
Like, no, get to the jokes. Like,
right?
We'll care about
Make
your
with the
life
funny
later.
bitch. Come on. No one cares about you, as we yammer on about fucking our
prison. I didn't know there was a prison around until I saw a sign. This is a real sign out of nowhere. Medium security prison nearby. Do not pick up hitchhikers. Okay. I've never been in charge of security at a prison, but that sign does feel like they're saying, look, they're getting out, all right? And it's happened a bunch. It's happening right now. We don't know what to do. We're only a medium security prison. Why don't we put it on you all a little bit? Stop picking them up every time.
Yeah, that was a nice build.
Really good.
Yeah, it seemed a little pedestrian or a little hack at first, but like the sort of escalation of beat by beat sort of I think works well for him.
Yeah, he just really sells the cadence.
Yeah, true. Just presence alone does a lot for him.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we're in northern Indiana. They're not going anywhere, right? Let them get tuckered out. And by the way, no phone number to call if you see a hitchhiker. No follow-up instructions. They're just like, stay vigilant, because they are.
Here's the bullshit.
Fucking dock points for your goddamn.
That's honestly too much. That's honestly.
That's why we hit the ground running, because we started in the fucking middle of a good joke. That's
It's smart to start with that, but yeah, they know it.
I mean, that's why we started doing it on the show. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I-
We all know the
tot-
tricks.
Yeah, I understand it, but for a special,
But I don't
I'm
want
docking
it.
points. Yeah, that's not the thing I want.
Thank y'all for being here, man. What a night. Happy to be here in Nashville, man. Happy to be. I never know what to wear.
The sound quality is also kind of crap, but that's not his problem.
Nice. I was going to say, yeah. We haven't got like technical updates, which we need like a jingle for. We'll get on that.
Sean's
Sean's technicals.
On stage, I overthink it a lot. I was looking at my closet. I have 2 sections in my closet. I have the clothes.
Part of his problem is his mic's really far away from his mouth. So like those mics are not
He's
that
also
sensitive.
holding it like by the cord.
That's
Interesting grip.
It hurts my heart. I don't.
As an audio
that's
engineer aficionado,
you're just putting so much
what's your
pressure
title?
on that cable connection right there, and you know that's you're gonna get the fuzzies soon, and man,
it's gonna.
it's certainly better than cupping the top of the mic though, because that changes the sound quality. At least that's not changing the sound.
Yeah, unless
quality.
you're
It's
doing
just,
like a police car, like going by.
right. If you're doing some Michael Winslow
shit, yeah.
Absolutely. But oh man, there was a new Michael Winslow guy I saw recently. Forgot to write down his fucking name, but there is there is another
Michael Winslow guy.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's just the
Put it
classification. You got your
TikTok,
Houdinis, you got your
alright.
Carrot Top guys, you got your Michael Winslow guys. It's a whole archetype.
I like
That
it. I
kind of
love
fit.
it, Michael Winslow.
True.
And then I have the clothes that, one day might. And, if I wake up and everything's different, I'll be good to go. I just leave them in there for hope. I have all these shirts that I really like that don't button the way I'd like them to. So I never wear them. I said to my wife, I told her that, and she goes, you don't have to button the shirt. So. It's been a good year. I mean,
Problem fucking solved.
It's an unbuttoned shirt, man.
Dude, that's true. Yeah, I literally just threw out a pile of fucking button shirts that I couldn't button anymore, like 2 days ago. So yeah, this hits a little too close to home here. That COVID poundage really got to me.
I doubled my wardrobe immediately. I didn't know you were allowed to do this. This is great. If I find out you don't have to zip up pants, it's over. I'll never buy clothes again. I've been married 3 years now, and I love being married. When I'm on the road,
Just like Nate Bargatze, though. So it's like it's so similar. Like knowing it's produced by him, which I feel like is important to know. But like
in that last little second there, that was an awkward transition. I feel like that was a cut more than an actual transition in his set. Something I don't do often. I'm gonna go back just a couple of seconds here and just.
This is crazy. If I find out you don't have to zip up pants, it's over, dude. I'll never buy clothes again. I've been married 3 years.
Yeah, that was definitely a cut into a whole different rhythm.
I've been married for 3
that
years.
was. See, and like, you just can't really do that on stand-up because it is just a totally different rhythm here. Like, he had that energy, he had that momentum building, and then all of a sudden we're in another bit that is completely like it's the same guy, and you can kind of argue
it fooled
that
me. Like I didn't notice it. Well, because I was also talking some bullshit. So
yeah, as you're wont to do.
Yeah.
I love being married. When I'm on the road, I see men talk to women in the wild, and it's crazy. I was checking in at a hotel, woman behind the counter, very pretty, and the guy in front of me is being a creep. I'm watching him. I'm 20 feet behind him, but I can hear it go down, right? He's checking in, and the woman goes, do you have any preference of what floor you stay on? And I swear to y'all, this guy leans forward. He goes, what floor are you staying on? She goes, I'm not. I work here. I don't stay at the hotel that I work. Do you think I'm a guest just chipping in down here in the lobby? Is that honestly how you think we staff this La Quinta? You think you gotta be the lifeguard tomorrow? I don't stay at the hotel.
What do you think? I like the purposeful mispronunciation of the hotel.
Yeah. My issue here.
Are you even saying you're right? Does anyone know how to say it correctly?
La Quinta. Well, I'm sure.
La Quinta.
Yeah. my issue here is that the joke is just not true, and I can't get past it.
It's not true.
Yes.
Oh,
we have a friend in common that was a manager of a La Quinta, and he lived there because that's what you do.
You're saying it's so wrong, but yeah.
there are apartments in most hotels where someone actually does live, so it's not that out of the way or out of the realm of like an actual question. I don't know. Right. Yeah.
Should we start doing like
someone has to be on
this
duty.
show at only La Quinta hotels. Quinta. Am I saying correctly?
I'm going to La Quinta.
Yeah. Nope, not doing it.
Yeah. But again, it's a fine joke. It's just my own personal bugaboo that I can't get past the fucking the
lack
idea
of
that
research.
Exactly. Yes.
Research. Aaron Weber.
This is a poorly researched La Quinta joke.
But no, I'm like it's just got that same like easygoing like personality focused stand up. It's just like if you like Nate Bargatze, you're gonna love this. There's like
there are definitely
Netflix style.
Yeah, there's like circles of comedians or cliques of comedians or groups of comedians that all share like similar styles, and you get it a lot with like the Rogan crew. They all have a lot of crossover and a lot of like similarities in their style, and
they're starting to feud now, which I enjoy. Like I can't wait.
Oh yeah. Well, that's anyone you spend too much time with, you're gonna get pissed off at some point. So that's inevitable. Especially with comedians who are so and the Rogan comedians who are all very alpha and very attention whory and needy. So it's a breeding ground for animosity, certainly. But yeah, that's kind of why I talk about like I don't like hanging out with comedians, or I don't like one of the biggest reasons I never pursued stand-up is I just don't like that lifestyle. Essentially, I don't like the idea of hanging out with a bunch of other comedians, because when I've done it, they're all just sharing the same fucking jokes over and over again, and everything just kind of gets like insularly repetitive, and like there just becomes like this milieu that evolves from just this group of people. And like you see it with the sort of East Coast, West Coast, or the regionalization of comedians. Like there are your sort of Boston comedians kind of all are very, very similar. Your LA comedians are all very, very similar.
Like Bill Burr.
Right. Yeah. And that sort of harsh, gruff, in your face, you're an asshole and I'm going to tell you why sort of comedy. Whereas like LA comedy is a lot more either you're super woke liberal lefty, or you're fucking pushing way too hard against that to try and be shock jockey. There's
what's Chicago comedy, would you say?
I would say Chicago is, as with most things, Chicago is kind of that in between, where it's a little bit more in your face and a little bit more shock jockey, but it's also a little bit more reserved and a lot more self-deprecating. So it's going to be, a lot more about how I'm an asshole and I am the fool here. Whereas like Boston is more like you're the asshole and I'm going to tell you why. And LA is more like the oppressors are the asshole sort of thing. Like there's got to be an asshole in every situation. But yeah,
I'm seeing it now, like through the country, like it's more self-deprecating, like in the Midwest, like internal states.
Yeah.
And then more like external, like
well, if you're gonna live through a fucking winter there, you gotta hate yourself a little bit. So that's gonna come through. Back to real
That
comedy.
employs me, you moron. So he walks away, tail between his legs, rightfully so. Now I'm up next. I saw the whole thing go down. So I was like, okay, I'll bond with her over what a creep the last dude was. So I'm checking in, and she says, how many room keys do you want? 1 or 2? So I go, how many room keys do you want? And she did not get the reference at all, dude. I looked way worse than the first guy, if I'm being honest. The look on her face, she's like, they just keep coming in today. Is there a creep convention in town? What's happening here?
I wasn't too thrilled with his punchline there, but all of the tags really make it work. I think that punchline could have been worded a little bit better, and I think it could have been a little bit harder hitting. But then, those sort of building tags definitely lead you through the rest of that very well.
Yeah, no, I think this is great. Like, I almost don't even need to see like much more of this. Like, it's just it's good. Like, I know, like, I like it. Like, I know the mood I want to be in to watch the rest of it. But
just out of fairness, I want to give him a couple more.
Okay, all right, that's good.
We're only 3.5 minutes into this guy, so
is that right?
Yeah, I rambled a lot. Sorry.
I feel good though, man. I'd been sick for a while. I came down with something. I was sick for like 2 weeks. I had to go to urgent care here in Nashville. I don't know if y'all been doing urgent care. Go check it out. It's fun. I like it in there. It's better than a real doctor. I think there's no ego in an urgent care. That's what's fun, Nobody in an urgent care is like, this is where I thought my life would be. And I like that. That's actually a good feeling. You go to a doctor's office, they talk down to you, right? Diplomas on the wall. They're like, I went to school. I know everything. Urgent care is like, do you have $40? Let's figure this out together. We don't know any more than you,
That's why that transition was so abrupt. Because he has this sort of building style of like, he'll introduce the premise and it's kind of like a soft introduction, and then it just kind of escalates and escalates and escalates until like he's sort of yelling at you until you laugh. He's badgering you into comedy, sort of. But it does work as a style. It's just it makes, again, that making any sort of cuts in a joke that much more difficult, because he has this continual like ramp and then reset and then a ramp and then a reset sort of thing going on.
No, totally.
Put our heads in a room and let's tackle this sinus infection as a team, and that's fun. There's camaraderie in an urgent care, I don't know if anybody's qualified, and that's a rush. That's a fun way to spend a day. You know how you fill out all your info in the lobby on like a clipboard, and then they take you to another room?
There's the reset.
And act like you never did that? So the nurse comes in, we're face to face, she's asking me questions. She goes, what are you in for? I said, my nose is clogged. She said, you been taking anything? I said, just Sudafed. And she goes, oh, can you spell that for me? I was like, Sudafed? I maybe could. I would like you to take a stab at it, though. Feels like something you should know. I know y'all share a lease with a T-Mobile store, but this feels like day one stuff, honestly. Look, I've been taking ibuprofen as well, so I sounded that one out. You can write that down phonetically.
All right, you're right. Yeah, I'm sold enough.
It's good. It's good. It is very Nate Bargatze-esque. So like, I get why he like produced it. It's like, oh, this guy's like doing my stuff, and I like it.
It's almost better, like he's franchising.
It's franchise Bargatze.
Yeah, that actually might be the most appropriate word for those sort of cliques of like Joe Rogan is more franchising than. Well, that's, I guess it's more clear in this case
franchise, but it's splintered in this and that, like with Segura, Kreischer.
Right. But I mean, here we have Bargatze actually producing this one, so that is more of a franchise situation
just
there.
Giving him a spotlight.
Yeah.
If you will. And he's great. He's fantastic. I hope he gets some writing gigs more performing gigs, but yeah, he's very funny.
Indeed. Well, who do we got up next?
This is someone that you put on our list. So
What'd I do?
I don't know. Maybe I can put you on the spot if I give you the name.
No, fuck.
This is Juston McKinney with his special On the Bright Side, which is also perfect because every time I go to the list, it's very bright. So between Jay Light
got a theme
and now
here.
On the Bright Side, this is, thematically, I'll take it.
Yeah, no idea who this guy is. I just saw him for like 5 minutes on Adam Carolla, and he said he had a new stand-up special, so I just added him to the list because, I figured I'd save you a Google. But yeah, I guess we're just rolling the dice on this one.
Wow, thank you so much. Look at everybody. Thank you for being here. Concord, New Hampshire, huh?
Concord.
I don't know if you're aware, but Concord, New Hampshire is actually a dream vacation destination.
Is he saying Concord? Like I conquered the East?
Concord, I think, right?
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm also thinking, this is a guy from basketball? Like, with makeup on?
Little bitch or whatever the fuck is
yeah. It's the same.
Oh man, it's been so long since I've seen that movie, but yeah, it's like Little Bitch. It's something like that, but
It's all very offensive.
Yeah,
You know that? Yeah. A couple months ago, a woman on The Price is Right won a vacation to Concord, New Hampshire.
Concord.
Yeah. It's that accent is so fucking thick.
Concord.
She was hoping for a Caribbean vacation, and she got conquered.
She got conquered. Like that's
right.
He's saying a different word.
He's saying a totally different word. Yeah, with his accent for sure.
Here's the kicker. She's from Massachusetts. Less than 2 hours from here. And it gets worse. They're like, we'll fly you and a guest from Los Angeles to beautiful Manchester Boston Regional Airport. She's got to go all the way out and come all the way back. She didn't win a vacation. She won the longest tax-free liquor run in history.
This guy has a lot more of
getting that joke.
Well, yeah, because these are less jokes and more presentation. It's
I'm like, I love his presentation style. Like I'm in. I'm hypnotized.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's all about just that charisma of that like yelly, jokey guy that's just demanding your attention. And I don't hate it. It is.
This is probably like what Bill Burr-esque. Is this Boston style?
This is Massachusetts, but it's not Boston. This is more, actually, I feel like it's more like New Hampshire sort of, well, he keeps saying Concord. But it feels like more
Bailey
of that.
brothers from New Hampshire? No, they're Rhode Island, I believe.
Yeah, but that's kind of all that same sort of Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island. That's kind of just like, you take Boston, Massachusetts, and you like slow it down a little bit. It's like playing a 45 at 33 or whatever. Like it's yeah. It's just, I always just think of the old Dana Carvey sketch, Skinheads from Maine.
I remember that one. Yeah, so good.
That's kind of my archetype for this sort of slower version. But whatever.
Man, you know what? New Hampshire is better than the Caribbean. You know why? Because you can still get a plastic straw. Live free or die. They're not banning those.
Yeah, he's just saying things in the style of a joke that aren't really
Also,
jokes.
unbuttoned shirt. He's got that same style.
I feel like that's just 90% of
shirt.
dudes. Like, yeah, I've been doing this since I was like 9. Like this style hasn't changed ever for me. Like the color of the shirt has changed.
In the description, there is a YouTube video that's just about like dudes wearing a top shirt. So yeah.
makes sense.
Look, I'm all for the environment, but look, let's be honest. I mean, the options are not good. You've got the paper straw. Those are great as long as you're not drinking anything that's wet. If you can finish a drink in under 60 seconds, that's a good choice.
What would you call that kind of joke? Like, it didn't get a laugh from either of us, but it's just sort of like we got so much of a laugh from the crowd. So, like, what would you call that kind of joke? Like, pandering joke?
Pandering, I think, is why it gets the laugh, but it's strong opinions about things that don't matter. So, like, you know, just taking a really hard stance on something that is fairly innocuous. That would be where I would classify this. I personally don't find the plastic straw argument innocuous. It is something that enrages me. But, you know, on the larger grand scale of things, as
much as like enough to make the joke hit home with me. Like, I'm not like constantly coming up with like, goddamn these paper straws. Like, maybe like at one place I go to, I'm like, oh yeah, also their burger is like way too expensive, you know?
In LA, we are just getting out of the paper straw regime. So like, for the last, I don't know, 5 years or so. Right? Well, yeah, that too. Fuck, dude. Too soon. Jesus Christ.
Ah, damn.
Please clap.
Oh, that was, I meant to do that. we shouldn't be clapping for that. Anyway, yeah, no, in LA, the paper straws were a fucking abomination, and I hate them. But also, I realized the sort of innocuousness of, you know, a low stakes problem, but presented in that, you know, this is the worst tragedy in the world sort of style. Like, just, yeah.
I mean, come on. I try to drink a frozen margarita drinking out of an empty paper towel roll. I mean, but like, well, it's biodegradable. Yeah, no crap. It's biodegrading in my mouth and in my cup.
This voice is so great.
I mean, look, I just want to wait a few more years before I get off the plastic. I mean, there's too much going on.
Yeah. I was just thinking that he's got that like pubescent boy sort of cracky voice thing going on.
Yeah, always with the cracking voice. Like, I mean, it works with his like persona and stuff, but it's just, it's like honed in on it.
It's like nervous energy trying to be alpha. It's there's a weird sort of like forcefulness to it, but again, it's there. The problem I have with him is so far the craft of the jokes have just been very mundane. They're sort of, you know, almost tropes at this point, or just, you know, trivial fucking news anchor jokes essentially. But it's his presentation, it's his style that actually makes that entertaining.
Yes. No,
I just wish he had a little bit better material to apply that style to at this point. But it is still watchable, certainly. I mean, he is an entertainer at least.
I'm on board. Yeah. It's like if I went to a stand-up show and saw like this guy on stage, it'd be like, oh yeah, like I'm getting my money's worth. Like, this is, I don't know, like Google it, Chat GPT it. This like hits the like
all the technical markers to make it an actual comedy
comedian.
Right. Yeah.
Sure.
Pandemic, right? And then now we're looking at World War III. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Hang on to those masks. Right, and in Ukraine, every man from 18 to 60 has to stay and fight. Does anyone know if that's the age in this country? 60?
It's the eyes, too, that really sell it. It's the, can you fucking believe this shit, with like every statement just beaming from his eyeballs.
Yeah.
Kind of pushing it. If I'm 60, like, you gotta fight, I'm like, I go to bed at 9:30.
Crossed eyes, look at that look.
Yeah.
Mugging it.
I got a CPAP machine. I'm gonna need an outlet. Is that a problem? I just got a Tempur-Pedic bed.
That is actually a decent spin on that.
I like
So,
it. Yeah, no, he's great.
Yeah. Not totally tropey there, but at least,
It's coming
give him some writing credit here.
Friday between 12 and 5. I got to sign for it. I got to fight the Russians? And I'm a little concerned.
That face after I'm gonna fight the Russians was like
Right.
perfect.
I like his performance so much. Like,
Right.
like his vocalization of things. Like, this is not what he like talks like if you like meet him after a set. He's not speaking in this way.
Yeah, it's
Or
got
like
a
at least
little
an octave lower.
right. Yeah, it's got like a little Emo Phillips character quality to it. Like it's definitely an affectation. I would hope. I mean, yeah, if I had to fucking spend all day in an office with this guy, I'd fucking
I know.
kill him.
Like, whoa. Yeah. Exactly.
Can you believe these staples?
Teams message me. Goodness gracious.
Stop with the all caps.
Exactly.
In this country, we can't get 18 to 60-year-olds to go to work, let alone go to war.
Oh, now we're doing it.
He also needs to be about 20 years older to really do that joke.
We would have fallen off the stage of the last special just in that walk.
True.
We should have a draft where we draft people into jobs.
Seinfeldian.
There was some
yeah.
22-year-old, you're drafted. I don't want to die. Well, I'd be very careful working the drive-thru. I mean, it's bad. I mean, I went to take my 11-year-old to a haunted house in October, and he's like, Daddy, is it going to be scary? I'm like, well, on the bright side, with the labor shortage, there won't be as many people jumping out at you this year. Haunted house, more like a help wanted house. There were help wanted signs up everywhere. There was a big sign that said, scare yourself, it's been a shitty year.
That's really good.
With an arrow pointed to a mirror.
Scare yourself. It's been a shitty year. I love that.
There was like a Bill Burr tinge to that. I think that's just the accent.
Well, yeah, it's got so much of that Bill Burr cadence. I mean, it's just that for me, it's the Boston or Massachusetts style.
Yeah. In the rage about random shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But look, everybody, here's my point. My dad has always told me to try to look on the bright side, and I'm trying to, and it could always be worse. You know what I mean? It's like with the stock market and people's 401ks, it could always be worse. I had a buddy, his 401k, he had all his money with Fidelity, lost 25% of his investments. I had another buddy, he went with Infidelity, he lost 50% of his investments.
That's a good joke right there. I like that. It's not a real gut buster, but
That's what you needed.
Yeah. Just a little bit of that slightly
Nice
intellectual
little wordplay,
punniness.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know, the vaccine was supposed to be the game changer. Get everything back to normal. Let me just say this, by the way. If you are vaccinated, okay, it's not
Let me just say
foolproof.
this. I think this is like an older special. So
I assume, yeah.
for going into vaccine stuff, I think this is like a 2022 recorded but released now.
Oh, gotcha.
On
Okay.
YouTube kind of thing. So that's why we're getting into COVID stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, he might just hold a grudge. Like that's.
Gotta
it's
be
possible.
careful, okay? My friend last summer, a month after getting the second shot, still ended up in the hospital because of the coronavirus. He didn't get the virus. He was wearing a mask. His glasses fogged up. He walked in front of a vehicle. It wasn't the Delta variant. It was the Honda Element.
That's nice. That's a nice one.
Yeah, really bringing it full circle on the glasses there. Back to the beginning of our show here. And because of such, I'm going to say, what'd you think? Who was our favorite?
Man, there's no one I didn't like.
That's a
Like
rare
that.
thing for this show. Yeah, we laughed at everyone.
Yeah, no, I think they're all great. Like just for like it's just your own vibe or whatever. But like I like for me, I'm gonna go with Jay Light. So go back to my very bright stand-up spreadsheet.
Yeah, so just for posterity's sake, we had Jay Light, we had Aaron Weber, and then this was Juston McKinney.
Appreciate you sticking up for posterity.
I'll stick my posterity wherever the fuck I want. I do have to agree. What the fuck is his name? I already forgot. Jay Light. Yeah, I think he was definitely the winner tonight. Again, not to take anything away from the other two guys, they both would have been the winners on pretty much any other show.
Totally.
Episode. We just happened to hit a run of 3 decent ones here, but of these, yeah, I think again that Kramer-esque entrance, that sort of like owning the room sort of as soon as he took the stage, and just hitting the ground running with like that immediate pacing. Again, I think the issue I kind of had with the middle guy, Aaron Weber, was that like that slow ramp up and then the reset, and the slow ramp up and the reset. I think Mr. Light had just a much more fucking freight train of a cadence going, and just kept the laughs coming, sort of thing. Laughs per minute, I think, was highest.
LPMs were where I wanted them to be. And his premises, so the fact that he got so much mileage out of glasses, which is like normally like the nerd premise.
Yeah.
And he just like, just owned it. And it was so funny.
He really mined it without like beating a dead horse, though. Like he, you weren't sick of it. And like he transitioned like right at the right time. Like when we were bitching about, or not even, when we were thinking about starting to bitch about him doing the whole set as on glasses, that's exactly when he fucking started changing and did a very smooth transition. So yeah.
I give him extra points, if I can say this correctly, on premise originality.
Yeah.
Like, or like maybe not like originality, but just like not.
Well, just taking a simple thing and making a premise out of it.
Taking it where it's like, oh yeah, that was just like sitting out there in the open. So just the way he just leaned on the glasses thing for me was like, oh, this guy's hilarious.
Yeah. When you say you're going to do a bit about glasses, like it could become very tropey and very sort of hack and rehash. But yeah, it was all, different, or I don't even think it was a different perspective. I think it was just kind of the way that it, pun intended, I think it was just the way that it was presented there. But you get a lot of points for energy around here.
It's been a good time. Like, I know I'm always talking about trying to get people to go to the website, because that's my punishment, is working on that. Is standupteardown.com. Check that out. You can see all the full specials. You can rate them. Go through all our episodes, all interlinked with the comedians. So yeah, it's a fun way to like explore, find new comedians. That's my plug for our own show.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna plug the same show in a different place. Make sure you're commenting and subscribing and liking wherever you're seeing this. If it's on the YouTubes or the Rumbles or the wherever we end up posting these things, let us know what you think. Let us know where we're wrong. Let us know who you'd like us to talk about next, and who your favorite comedians are that we should be standing up and or tearing down. And on that note, go fuck yourself.
Sit down, it's time to read between the punchlines. They set 'em up, we knock 'em down. Why heckle at the show when you can heckle from the comfort of your own home? It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown now. Who won't be killed? Bit by bit, beat by beat, set a punch, repeat. They set 'em up, we knock 'em down. 2 drink minimum. It's the Stand-Up Teardown. down, left, right, line by